What do you do with a police officer who lies and commits perjury? Give him a promotion if you're the LVMPD. That's what Sheriff Joe Lombardo recently did with Officer Yesenia Yatomi by promoting her to captain. And the gentleman I'm here with today, Stephen Stubbs, happens to have experience with this particular officer.
I was doing a seminar on constitutional rights, and the Bikers for Christ were coming, and they got pulled over. They immediately called for me. I came out. They said, "That's my lawyer, that's Bowtie." The officer was just writing the ticket. Yesenia Yatomi shows up and orders me to leave so that her intelligence unit can ask these Christian ministers questions without me there.
Yesenia Yatomi is basically violating their Sixth Amendment right to counsel.
Well, I refused and she arrested me. And then I got a report chock full of lies, complete lies. Luckily, it was videotaped and I was acquitted of obstruction. And then we filed a lawsuit. And when we filed the lawsuit, they disclosed a second report that was written the exact same day as the perjurious report. However, it was based on some facts.
Yesenia Yatomi basically wrote two reports, one that was true and one that wasn't.
She had written two reports, submitted the false report, pocketed the other one, and then lied to the district attorney's office. When they asked for all reports, she said there was none. Now, for my false arrest and her perjury, both in the report and on the witness stand, and also pocketing the true report and messing with justice, she was punished by being promoted to lieutenant. And she was put in charge of internal affairs.
Let's take a lying perjurer and put them in charge of the part of the LVMPD that's responsible for truthfulness. You couldn't make this stuff up. I mean, if you put it in a movie or a book, people would think it wasn't believable, but it's reality, and it actually happened at the LVMPD.
And then recently, she was just promoted to captain. So obviously, Joe Lombardo and his crew don't care about advancing those police officers that have honor and integrity.
That's because the other top level people at the LVMPD don't have any. I mean, this is an organization where the second in command of the department, Under Sheriff Kevin McMahill, was part of a squad that found a woman with drugs on her and told her they'd let her off if she showed them her vagina. I mean, that's your number two.
There was a female officer on that team that was so offended that she turned them in. She was pushed out of the department. And the only reason we know about that is that because that brave young woman officer stood up, filed a report, ended up losing her job, ended up filing a lawsuit in the federal court, and that's the only reason we even know about it.
So the officer with honesty and integrity gets forced out, while the dirtbag sexual harasser rises right to the top and is now second in command, the undersheriff.
McMahill actually resigned, but they hired him back.
And people wonder why we're not being told the truth in the Vegas mass shooting. This is why. Because the LVMPD has people like Kevin McMahill and Yesenia Yatomi and Joe Lombardo at the top of the organization. Liars. And then you have Captain Charles Hank, who was recently just promoted to assistant sheriff. And this is a man who appeared in the newspaper for allegedly beating his wife. Look at their current administration. You got a liar, a perjurer, a sexual harasser, and a wife beater, all at the top of the organization. And this is why we're having such trouble getting the truth out of the LVMPD about the Vegas mass shooting.